Many people tend to think that it's impossible to turn 100 rands into 1000 by buying shares. And yet there are so many successful people out there that have done this numerous times. Ladies and gents, I'm Pumza, and today I'll be talking about how you can turn your 100 rands into 1000 by buying shares. So watch this video until the end, as I believe that after this video, guys, you will definitely have an idea of what it is that you need to do to be able to turn your 100 rands worth of investment into 1000 rands. Guys, there are companies out there that are giving investors massive returns, and I'm sure those of you who've been buying shares, especially last year, you will definitely attest to that, because there are companies that thrashed the stock market last year. Me personally, the company that I've invested in that did tremendously well last year is the company that I'm sure all of you who have been following or watching my videos know, and the company is NIO. NIO, guys, if you had invested 100 rands just last year around March in this company, to date, that 100 rand that you invested last year around March would be worth approximately 2000 rand. So yes, guys, your 100 rand worth of investments would have generated you 2000%. But guys, I must mention this. This case with NIO, guys, it's one of those things, or it's one of those cases where it's very difficult to find a company that would give you those kind of returns in a space of within 12 months, because guys, most of the companies that have done well, they've grown by over 1000% in a space of 5 to 10 years. So on average, it takes good companies 5 to 10 years to get to 1000%. But with NIO, again, I will say it was a special case that made investors very excited. For those of you who have been following me, you will know that on this company NIO, I'm currently sitting at 327% as seen on the screen, which I'm still very much happy about. I can purely say that this company, guys, it has generated me those kinds of returns in 7 months. Now, well, without a waste of time, let us get to the topic of today, because I'm sure by now most of you guys, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I spot these kind of opportunities? How do I spot these kind of companies that can do well in the near future? So guys, in this video I'll be trying to unpack some of the things that made me discover or find companies like NIO. What is it that I looked at when trying to discover the companies that can give me good or greater returns in the future? So in this video, guys, I'll give you the 3 things that I personally look in when checking if whether a company has got a potential to grow massively in the future. Now, the first thing that I look at, guys, which is very important, is the future growth potential. So basically here on future growth, guys, what we are checking in a company, we are checking the ability of a company to generate larger profits, expand and increase production. So one of the main things that we would check on this, I'll make an example with NIO once again, guys. Personally, what I did with NIO was that I checked the core market of NIO, which is the EV or the electric vehicles. And as seen on the screen, you will see that they've written there that the EV or the electric vehicles industry is set to grow by 22.6% per year globally. Already this should tell you that this industry is set to do very well. This is one of the most important things that you look at, because like I said, you would not want to invest in an industry that will not be growing in the years to come. So this is the first thing that you look. This EV is set to grow by 22.6%. That now, guys, the second aspect that I look at when I'm trying to find good opportunities in the stock market, it's the sales growth. It's very, very important that if you want to spot good opportunities in the stock market, you check the sales growth. I think in the US, companies release their financial results quarterly. I think here in South Africa, most companies, they release the trading statements or their financials every 6 months. The main reason why you would want to look into the sales growth is that you would want to track if whether that company that you want to invest in, if its revenue has been increasing every time they release those kinds of reports. If the revenue is increasing every time they release their financials on a quarterly basis or every 6 months, then that is a very good sign to say that this company has got a very high potential of doing very well in the near future. So this is another good sign that I definitely look into and check how is this company doing. For example, if you are to check on your last year, right, Q2 results were better than Q1 results, and Q3 results were better than Q2 results, and last but not least, Q4 results were better than Q3, which is why I personally am very interested into this company, and I'm planning to hold it for a longer term because I definitely believe on where they are going, and I can definitely support the good works that this company is doing when I look at their sales growth. So it's important that you know how that company is performing financially before you invest. The last aspect that I look into, guys, that will help me determine if the company will do very well in the future, is the past investment return. So here we are basically checking the track record of saying that how has this company been doing previously, how has this company been performing in the previous years or in the previous months or in the previous quarters. And to be specific, guys, this is when now we check if this company has made a higher return when comparing it to the local index. And I'm sure for those of you who have been in the stock market, you will know that for the company to outperform the stock market, like in the US, it would have to beat the S&P 500. So that is the top 500 companies in the US. For if that company that you want to invest in has been beating that local index, then that is a very good sign. So yes, guys, it definitely means that that company then has got a potential to do or to grow your money rapidly in the years to come. Now, guys, these are some of the most important aspects that you look into when you're trying to spot that good opportunity that will turn your 100 rands worth of investments into 1,000 rands. These are some of the key aspects that you look into. There are others that you can look into, and I'm sure some of the investors out there might be having some of the aspects that they look into when trying to identify if the company has got an opportunity to turn 100 rands worth of investment into 1,000. And one important thing that I think I should stress out again, guys, is that, guys, for you to see good returns in the stock market, or for you to be able to turn 100 into 1,000 in the stock market, the secret is keeping or holding those shares that you own or that you buy for a long term. There's no bigger secret than that in the stock market, guys. If you want to be successful, or if you want to be a successful stock market investor, you need to hold on to those shares or to the company that you did a thorough analysis on these aspects that we're discussing here for a longer term. That will generate you tons and tons of money in the stock market. Guys, there are companies that have generated investors more than 13,000% in the stock market, and there are companies that are still going to generate investors even more than 20,000% in the stock market, guys. But the trick is that you have to hold those good companies that you own for a longer term. And it's like what the famous Warren Buffett would say: if you're not willing to own the stock for 10 years, then do not even think of owning that stock for 10 minutes. So what he's trying to say here is that, guys, you always have to think long term when you are investing in the stock market. You always have to think long term when you are buying shares. And once again, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you are new to this channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, that's all from me today, and see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and God bless you all.